Hello and welcome back to another video, guys. Now today I'm doing a contest entry for the wonderful Mr. Alex Pitt, which people come over to my channel now probably are aware of him because I've done two incredible subscriber mail unboxings from him, and you know, he's whenever there's a live stream he's always here being very supportive, and I want to return the favour. Obviously Alex has started up a channel early on, or well, not early on, recently in 2020, and it's a really great channel. It really is. I wanted to show my support because not only has he been so supportive to me and very kind to me, but he puts out quality content and it's very entertaining, very well spoken, and a really nice guy. So Alex, congratulations. Your channel is growing really well, and I hope it continues to grow throughout 2021, and I'm sure it will. I'm sure by the end of 2021 you'll be 10 times more subscribers than you got now, hopefully even more. So the contest is he done this incredible video on his YouTube channel, which I really enjoyed. Like, the editing and stuff was fantastic, and of course you get a little cameo from Moa. He just talks about his love for cinema and why it's important. And I think at times like this, it's a really great thing to come back on and talk about, because, for example, I was going to meet up with Alex tomorrow, I think it was. Yeah, it was tomorrow we were going to meet up and see Wonder Woman together. And of course, London went into Tier 3, which meant all the cinemas around there were closing. I was then going to drive to Cambridge, which is an hour away from me, on Wednesday to see Wonder Woman. And good old Boris, who, you know, in case you couldn't tell, I'm not a fan of this man. Put us into Tier 4, so I now can't see Wonder Woman at all in cinema. And it's not streaming here until, like, mid-January. So, I don't mind saying this. It's very rare I do this, but Boris has given me no other options. I'm going to have to sail the 7 seas after the 25th and try and find Wonder Woman that way to watch. But yeah, cinema's fantastic. I was willing to drive half an hour, meet up with this great guy, watch the movie. Then when that wasn't working out, I was willing to drive an entire hour to watch this movie at the cinema because I want to show my support for the cinema. I love the experience. And yeah, it's an important thing in my life. You know, this is a movie channel. Movies is something I am incredibly passionate about. I'd probably say it's the second thing I'm most passionate about after just Star Wars in general, which of course is based off, you know, you've got 11 movies on that now, so that also plays a very big part with films as well. And you know, movies, you know, me being so passionate about them, I'm a collector. You know, a lot of these things here I just buy because I love them. For example, I got this the other day. This is on Netflix. I watched it on Netflix, but I loved it so much I wanted to own it. I'm a physical media kind of guy, so bought Nightcrawler. Even though I have no intention of watching it anytime soon again because I just watched it on Netflix. But I love movies so much where I like to see them in the best possible way. I like to own the ones I love. And watching them the best possible way, especially with these blockbusters, is at the cinema. And I know the cinema has drawbacks. You have to travel there. People can be annoying in the cinema. That's the worst bit about it. You have people that talk for it. You have people who eat for it. And it's a pain in the arse sometimes. It is. But the whole seeing it on the big screen is very important to me. I love the experience, and it's something which I've missed a lot over the last year. I really have. You know, it's important for me just because watching these films at home, even though you get to watch them in better quality, you know, 4K, for example, you know, I got a 4K TV now, and it's watching some of these films in 4K is incredible. Just sitting on that big screen and with your friends, and you get the audience reaction. And I think for me, you know, Alex wanted us to share a couple examples of, you know, some of our favourite moments at the cinema. I gotta say, for me, there were 3 films where I'm gonna say 4. There are 4 films where I remember having incredible experiences. And I'm not saying these are the best films ever made. They're not. I've seen better films in the cinema than these. But these 4 films here are what defined the cinema to me. When you see these huge blockbusters, and you know me, I don't just go to see blockbusters. I'm not just one of these modern cinema goers who's like, I need action. You know, I'll go see, you know, quirky films and, you know, these smaller budget and these smaller studio films. But seeing these big blockbusters, the real big ones, seeing them with people, I think is very important. So I want to talk about 2 Star Wars films and 2 Marvel films. The Force Awakens, seeing that in cinema was incredible. Seeing people's reaction when the Falcon finally popped up for the first time in God knows how many years, when Han and Chewie walked on together, seeing Vader's mask, burnt, it was just incredible. People were like cheering. The Falcon showed up, people cheering. The opening bit a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, everyone was like, you could hear people in the cinema getting excited. It was just, people had been waiting, 10 years for another Star Wars movie. And it was an experience which was just fantastic. I did see Revenge in the cinema, but I was so young I can't really remember it. So seeing this one where I can obviously remember this one. When this came out, I was 18. Was I 18 when this came out? Maybe 17. No, I was 18, I think. Yeah. This was just this was just crazy. Seeing a Star Wars film on the cinema that was. Seeing the first one, I can imagine this is what it was like when the Phantom Menace came out as well. It's just like, wow, this is it. And then I want to talk about the Star Wars film which came out after Rogue One, because while that film didn't have as many moments like that, the end scene with Vader is still my favourite moment from cinema history that I've seen. I've seen better films than Rogue One in the cinema. Don't get me wrong, I love Rogue One, but I've seen better films than Rogue One in the cinema. But the Vader hallway scene is my favourite moment that I've ever seen on the big screen. It was so hype. Everyone. I remember when it went dark and you just heard the... And my mates were like nudging me. Okay, oh, here it comes, because they know that I'm such a big Star Wars fan. I was sitting there like, oh my god, I'm about to have a meltdown. I was about to burst into tears almost. And it was the most hype thing I think I've ever watched in the cinema. It was crazy. And then the two Marvel films I want to talk about, the 2 later Avengers films, Infinity War and Endgame. Infinity War, just when everyone started dropping at the end, I remember people in the cinema. I could just hear it in the cinema. People go, because people are so attached to these characters, because they've all had their own films, they've all popped up in other films. So what you want about the Marvel films, I know they're not for everyone, and some people don't like them because they're very mainstream, and sometimes it's cool not to like the mainstream things. So I know that some people are just against Marvel at the minute, weirdly. But say what you will about them, people are very attached to these characters. They've had their own movies. You've got people like I have got very attached with some of them, and then when half of them just start dying, even though they're gonna come back, it's hard to watch. And you don't get that sitting at home. I think these are the points I'm trying to make. These sort of things, people like getting hyped about Vader showing up and seeing the Falcon for the first time, seeing these characters die. You don't get this at home. And then, of course, we had Endgame, which, for me, was the better of the Avengers films. I loved Endgame. I thought this was the best ending I've seen to, like, a franchise. I know that Marvel's going to go on, but it's the end of this Infinity Saga. There was... it's just the bit at the end. The Portals bit, you have the song Portals playing, it's building really well, and you have the characters coming back. And I remember when all our heroes were lined up and they charged, I felt my fist going in the air a bit, like, yes, go on, go. I don't think I've been that hyped about anything. It's a close second to Vader for me, I think. And you don't get that at home. The cinema is very important for those reasons. I just love going. It's a nice day out as well. When I go with Ryan, we'd always make a day out of it. We'd go see the film, then we go do some shopping, we get a bite to eat. It's just a really, really nice experience, and I miss it so much. I really do. I was buzzing to see Wonder Woman 1984, but what can you do? Unfortunately, coronavirus has come along and kicked us all in the bollocks. But anyway, that's why cinema is important to me, because it's the experience. The experience is fantastic. And, I think, unfortunately, films like Wonder Woman would have been... There might be some fist bump moments in that. I haven't seen it yet. But there are going to be some moments in that film, I'm sure, where an audience would get a kick out of it. And could you imagine if coronavirus happened in 2019 and we eventually had to watch Endgame at home, not on the big screen? Would it have had the impact it had? Probably not. Would it have had that, like, wow, yes, go heroes? Would it have had that? Probably not. Seen it on the big screen with the big speakers and the crowd all getting behind it? You don't get that at home. I don't care what anyone says. You don't get that at home. So cinema is important to me for that reason. But anyway, there we go. I hope that was a good entry for you, Alex. You know, congratulations on everything you're doing again, mate. You do have an incredible channel, and you're, you know, such a great guy. So, congratulations on everything, mate. And, yes, I'll speak to you soon, I'm sure. But thank you, everyone, for watching, as always. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message. And I'll see you all next time for another video. Bye-bye.